We talk about like lifespan, we talk about these other terms, you know what I mean? Like living longer, but like living longer doesn't do you any good if you can't do the things you love with the people that you love.
Right.
And to me, that's what playspan is, like to do those activities, like increase your playspan. And I think like infinity cell therapy, like that thing increases your playspan. There's no doubt. And the quality in which you can do it. And so I'm very grateful.
What's life been like for you since you've done therapy with New Hope Regeneration?
It was life changing. I literally full function of everything back.
Yeah.
Pretty much without exaggeration, everything is healed. And I'm feeling like I'm, maybe 25 again.
The wheelbarrow slipped and the handle hit me right in the middle of the knee, and I felt it pop 3 different times.
Okay.
And the MRI scan showed that I had damaged my LCL, ACL, and MCL. So surgery was in September, and I had stem cells done in July. And so in 3 weeks' time, the stem cells went to work, and the surgeon brought me out of surgery early because he said that the LCL and MCL were repaired and my ACL had 90% tear instead of 100. So it repaired itself 10% in 3 weeks.
We talk about athletes and injuries, but your situation was a little different on why you had to maybe take some time off the mats. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll see some pictures, and I woke up one day and my stomach started just pushing out, and okay, ate some bad food. Long story short, you'll see in one of the pictures, it got to the point where I had to show up to the emergency room, and I even flatlined. And 6 days in the ICU, they didn't know really what was up, and then they gave me probably the worst news that I could ever get in my family, telling us that we had 5 incurable, chronic, and progressive diseases, and it could be as little as 18 months.
That was the no hope that was spoken over you. And now since then, we're August of 2023, and you were not supposed to be here past Christmas of 2022.
That's correct.
What's that like?
Goosebumps. A little skinnier, but we're working on it, right? We're fighting every day. It's nothing short of a miracle. God's medicine did what it was supposed to.
I have ulcerative colitis, so it's an autoimmune disease. I was diagnosed when I was 16 years old. I'm 32 now. So it's been a very, very long time before I, had stem cell therapy. My symptoms were very over the top. I'd been hospitalized multiple times, surgeries, on so many medications.
What was it like for you to be able to, learn about New Hope Regeneration and the impact New Hope Regeneration has had on your life after having such severe health challenges for so long? And what kind of an impact has it had on your life? How has your life changed?
My life has changed drastically. I'm not on any medications right now for my ulcerative colitis, and I've been on medications, like I told you, since I was 16 years old. I have a lot more energy. I don't have any symptoms of my UC.
Before jiu-jitsu, I was in several accidents in the military. I fell 30 feet, and so I messed up my shoulder, back. It wasn't until after I got out of the military where I had to get a fusion in my lower back, L5S1.
Okay.
And I just started getting more and more problems. For a while, I had to take a year off. When I came back, it was like learning jiu-jitsu over again for my body. So by getting the therapy through New Hope, I was able to overcome a lot of that issues that I had with my back and my knees.
Yeah. I
have arthritis in my right knee, and I haven't been able to sit back on that foot completely since about 6 to 7 years. And just recently, I was able to sit all the way back on it. And I'm able to use my body a lot more efficiently now.
Right.
Back pain is pretty much completely gone. So it's pretty amazing. I also had hypertension, blood pressure for 3 years.
Yeah, and so you saw some changes in your blood pressure numbers after therapy.
It's normal levels now.
How did your life shift after you met New Hope Regeneration and receiving therapy from them?
I had a really pretty catastrophic knee injury. I got hurt and then still competed, and then I made it worse, and I tore my LCL, PCL, my meniscus. I mean, it was like multiple knee injuries at one time. I had to get some surgery. It was rehabbing. I just didn't have any strength. It was hard. And coming off of it, like I found you guys and I, I was like, man, this is, if anything, the risk is so low, like I'm going to try it out. And I was hoping that it would help with that. What I didn't realize is that my back, which was just a chronic problem for me that I just thought I would live with for the rest of my life. Cause I was told at one point I got blown up through the air and I landed on my tailbone. And they were saying that I would have to eventually get fused discs, that I wasn't supposed to deadlift ever again. Right. Like the craziest thing is like about a month in to my therapy, like after taking it, I remember driving down to Portland, which is like a 3.5, 4 hour drive from where we were at. And I remember like a couple hours in, like normally I'd have to stay and ask my wife to stop and everything. I'm like, my back feels fine. And to this day, like I don't have problems driving and everything else. And I did nothing else different other than my therapy.
I spent a pretty significant amount of, like basically half of my life in the Navy. A little bit different than most people. I spent most of my time on the ground with Marines, explosive ordnance disposal, special operations, and I received some pretty significant injuries while I was out there. I had several traumatic brain injuries from blast injuries. And so I say that stem cell therapy and hyperbaric oxygen therapy saved my life. And I wholeheartedly believe that had I not had that done, I would have continued down a downward spiral.
Because what are so many people told about the brain when it gets
won't
injured?
Heal. It won't heal. Once you have scars, they're not going to heal.
Right.
And I know that I'm better. Am I 100%? No. But I don't get headaches anymore. But I want people to understand that there's hope. That there is hope for people who have had traumatic brain injuries. There's hope for veterans who have been hurt.
Tell me what happened for you after you came into the office and got therapy with New Hope Regeneration.
I did not know what to expect. I think it was 3 weeks later after the therapy, I woke up and I had no more pain and I had no more numbness in that arm. And it had been a year and a half that it had persisted every single day. And I just woke up and it was gone.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that I noticed after therapy. My sleep had improved. My ability to recover after workouts had improved. And because of the pain and the neck issue, my jiu-jitsu was a bit sporadic, where it would just take me so long to get healthy, to get back on the mats after a night of training, that it was keeping me off the mats.
Yeah.
Since therapy, I don't miss a day without rolling, and I don't have the pain, and my recovery's faster. My wife would report that I don't snore as much. She would tell you that I don't snore as much.
Now, the great news today, as you said earlier, the game has changed. The recovery aspect and the tools available today are very different. Can you tell us what happened for you after you met New Hope Regeneration?
Today, I'm a very different person, like physically. And then, of course, the physical impact on the mental, right? With my daily activities with my wife, with my children, with my students, with the energy to teach seminars all over the world and be able to share that with hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people. Jiu-Jitsu changed my life, right? And then get to the point where I met New Hope that re-changed like my life again. So I'm able to do the thing that I love.
What have been some of the big things that you've noticed, and why are you so excited about having received this life-changing therapy?
I'm not only excited to obviously be back on the mat, training and doing what I love every single day, but I am more excited to just live a quality life with my daughter, because I realized over my recent injury with my meniscus tear that I had this like profound sense of just feeling like I don't ever want to feel this way again, where I can't do things with my daughter to do the things that we love together. I want to be able to play, go to the park and play volleyball. I want to like take our walks and go get ice cream, and just like the things like that bring me so much happiness. There was a thought that I could still do those things, but it wouldn't be the same. There would always be a process to do those things, and I just.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things that I've noticed is that, yes, there's your time on the mat, but then there's our normal family time. And so when we're injured, when we're struggling, when the body's not working well, to be able to do the best in both of those worlds is really challenging, or it has been challenging, really, I believe, up until now. And, now we've done therapies for literally thousands and thousands of people and fighters, and we're seeing this common theme where they're like, not only am I training better in training, but now I'm getting better family quality time time because I'm not depleted at the end of the day.
Yes.
My body's working better, my mind's working better, my brain's working better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's better. I mean,
All those things are
all
better.
the things, like I'm sleeping, I have the energy, I'm keeping up with my daughter, like we're
Right.
having the best time. Yeah, and then obviously the training aspect it's huge for me.
Having had most recently surgery on my elbow, and post-op, I started looking around. I've, you know, always been one to seek out what's going to help me. You know, nutrition, hydration, rest, training methodologies, getting out there and getting after it, and looking for the kind of therapeutic things that I can do to get back on the mat. And
Right.
I was led to New Hope, and it really was huge for me in a variety of ways. Being able to get better sleep, it was really important. Being able to help deal with inflammation was really important. And then being able to help speed the healing was really important. So I had that surgery on my elbow December 29th. And then since surgery, I went to Brazil, took a group of guys to Brazil to be able to train. I'm now training for Masters Worlds and working out 2 and 3 times a day. And, you know, most guys my age aren't training 2 and 3 times a day. And, you know, some of it's active recovery, some of it's cardio, some of it's strength training. And of course, you know, I'm on the mat rolling and drilling.
Right.
So, I mean, this is what I do for a living. So it helps out, but trust me, you know, it gets tougher every year that goes by. And without having the therapeutic value that I've found from stem cells and from New Hope, I just don't think I'd be able to do what I'm doing right now based on the surgeries that I've had within the last, you know, 8 months.
I had Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, which caused facial paralysis on my left side, and I was deaf in my left ear and had the ringing. And then we talk about all the musculoskeletal injuries that I had as well. And, you know, when I had the Ramsay-Hunt, you know, traditional medicine, you know, steroids, antivirals, didn't really do much. And I still had that facial paralysis going on and no hearing in my left ear. And then that ringing, which is just insane all the time.
Yeah.
After stem cells, you know, it brought my facial movement back. You know, I have about 50% of my hearing, but that ringing is gone.